Flight thing up. Present. Oh! I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Hillcrest, and welcome to Falcon TV.
Today is Tuesday, June 13th, 2017. I'm Basilia.
And I'm Mike. Remember that today's exams are for periods 3 and 4. Currently, the library is still open, but to all students, make sure to return all borrowed library books. If you are not sure, ask Ms. Hildner. She also often does e-reminders to let you know, but time is running out.
I'll never learn to ski.
Especially if you quit trying.
Scarlet!
You'll never win if you give in.
But I just can't do it!
Can you ride a bike?
Well, sure I can.
But could you at first?
No, I had to practice for weeks. I think I'm getting the hang of it.
That's because you hung in there.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
We now head over to this report.
So I'm here with Brielle Smith, back-to-back state championship for javelin. So being a state champion, what does it feel like?
I mean, for freshman year, it still feels like, it just feels amazing. Like, it's cool because that's literally saying you are one of the best of the best in what you're doing. And it gets you really excited for the next week to come up because that's meet the champions, and that's kind of like overall states, because we go sectionals and states, they're group 2 since we're a group 2 school, so it goes by the group, and then once you get to MOC, that's going against everybody. That's really the best of the best.
And being a back-to-back state championship, like, do you have a lot of pressure on you when you throw?
Yeah, there's like at this past meet, I felt pressure on myself because it's like, how do you win it as a freshman but not win it as a sophomore? But at the same time, it's not as bad as like a senior would feel, because that's literally their last chance to do it. So that kind of eases it up a little bit.
And being a state championship winner twice, how hard do you have to train?
I train every day, like especially during like late May and to the rest of the season. It's every day, at least 2 hours a day.
Would you train year-round?
Yeah, I do. I actually do train year-round because so after this weekend, then we have New Balance Nationals, and then in the summer there's like AAU Nationals and USATF and stuff like that. And the hardest thing, like with javelin specifically, you can't really take off, because it can be just a few weeks and then you'll lose that one thing that you had to get you out that far, you know?
Yeah. And the state champions, do you, like, when you're at meets and you see like another state champions, do you guys like talk at all, or?
Well, before meet, if I'm going against you, no. Like, we're not gonna talk. It'll be like before we get ready to go, it'll be like good luck, and then we'll talk afterwards. But during the meet, no. It's just that, like, you get familiar with each other, especially if you're closer in age, because it's like, oh, I see you at this meet and I'll see you at that meet, so you kind of make friends through it and it helps out. But once it's game time, you know.
Nice. Now, if you could have like an ultimate dream about javelin, what would it be?
It would definitely be to go to the Olympics. Like, all of my goals are kind of like in steps. So, like, the first step would be to actually, like, get to the Olympics. And maybe if I do well there, hopefully, like, one day I would be able to have, like, a world record or something. That would just be amazing.
And would you want to continue this on in college?
Yeah, of course, definitely. Like, I've only been doing it for 2 years, but it's one of my favorite things to do now.
Would you also do soccer though?
Yeah, that's a question that I get all the time. Like, do you want to do track or do you want to do soccer? Honestly, if a school gives me like a full ride for either or, like, I would pick whatever they give it to me for. If I do both, I don't know. It's kind of rough. I don't want to choose.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
We now head over to this announcement.
Some people are addicted to coffee. Would you be able to go a day without coffee? But would you be able to go a day without your phone? If you can't, you may be addicted to your phone. You may be thinking, how is that possible? because phones are not drugs, so how is that? This is why from the Teen Center Therapist.
Hi, I'm going to talk a little bit about social media addiction. Some of the big things that we're starting to see in the field of social work and in psychiatry and psychology is that many students and the younger generation are now dependent on the phone, using such things as Twitter and Snapchat and Facebook, checking things, checking statuses. And what we're starting to learn and understand is that the brain is becoming more and more dependent on it as it is stimulating the area of the brain where it drives the pleasure points of your brain. So now your brain is looking forward to receiving that pleasure by that stimulation of going on to social media, finding out what's going on. And when we do it, we're actually retraining the brain to increasingly want to be on it, and it's becoming an addiction, very similar to drugs and alcohol and caffeine. Some of the things we try to do is teach students and teenagers break times, putting the phone down, turning it off, and make sure you're doing something that stimulates the other parts of your brain.
Okay, thank you. Phones can be a huge distraction, but it also can be helpful in class if you need to use a calculator, play Kahoot. It could also be a distraction because people will be looking at their phones, texting in class, looking at social media. It's not good. Have phones become a distraction, or have they also been beneficial in class?
I think it's a combination of both. So the phones, the students tend to linger on them too much, and I've seen that when parents take their phones away, the students do a lot better in class. But you can also use the technology in the classroom through Kahoot and Quiz and other software applications and Google Classroom and all that. So it does have positive perks to it.
Okay. I challenge you to go a day without your phone. If you can't, you may be addicted to your phone.
Thanks for watching and have a great day, Oak Crest.